Hello friends, welcome to our channel. So in this video, we are going to discuss about what is Hash2 database and what is the difference between Hash2 database and the other database like maybe MySQL or SQL Server or Oracle database. So actually Hash2 is a free database. You can download it freely and it's a very lightweighted database. So already we know that if I want to install Oracle or SQL server or any database in our machine, so we need a uh, required RAM capacity as well as our hard disk space. But coming to this H2 database, it will be working same as your Oracle or MySQL or SQL server, but it will be taking a very less memory. So like the memory will be in the KBs only. Even we no need to install H2 database. You can download a zip file and directly you can start working on your H2 database. And it's a freely downloadable one. Freely you can download it from internet. So now we'll see everything step by step, how to download the H2 database and how to launch H2 database, how to connect with my database, as well as how to write our some basic SQL queries by using H2 database. So first we'll see how to download. So you can simply go to your Google and there you can say H2 database download. You can take the very first link. You can take the very first link. So this will redirect to official H2 database website download page. You can see friends. So once I click that the very first link from my Google search, it is redirected to H2 database official download page. You can look at the downloading option. I have two options. Either I can download Windows installer, which is required for installation. If I download this Windows installer, then I have to install it to work on my H2 database. But another one thing is, so we have something called platform independent GIF, which will work on any operating system. Also, no need to install. So it will be simply downloading a zip file. So we will uncompress the zip file and we can launch our database and we can start working on without installing H2 database. And it since it's a platform independent, I can work on any operating system. So the moment I click this hyperlink, it will be downloading a zip file. You can see it is downloading the zip file. So once the zip file is downloaded, what we have to do? We have to uncompress and we can start using this H2 database without installing. Already in my machine, already I have downloaded and already I have uncompressed the H2 zip file. So I am going to use that. So this is my downloaded one. This is my downloaded one. By default I will be getting a zip file, so I will be unzip this file so that I will be getting a H2 database folder. So that's it. So now you can start working on your database without installing and without worrying about your operating system. So once we uncompress, we will be getting a folder in the name of H2. So I have to open this folder. So there you can see I have a folder bin. So now I need to get into this bin folder. So here I have my launcher file. I have a launcher file for the first one. You can see it's a launcher file or it's a batch file for Windows operating system. The same way we have a shell script file also. So let us, since I am working on Windows OS, I'm just using the first one. So let us launch our H2 database by using the first one, Windows batch file. So let me double click this batch file. You can see it is launching my H2 database on the browser. It is launching the H2 database on my browser. So now my H2 is launched successfully. So now we have to understand one more thing. What are the ways to use this H2 database? So there are three ways to use H2 database. One is in memory. So in memory, in the sense, it will not take any physical memory from your machine. It will be working like a temporary database on your RAM. So mostly we are using this in memory database in case of testing point of view. If I want to test the application by using a temporary database, then I will be going for in memory. And the second one is embedded. From the name itself, you can understand I can use H2 database as a embedded database on my application. So this is also mostly we are using in case of testing point of view. And the third one is server mode. So server mode in the sense it will be acting as a server. You know that database usually it will be in the centralized server. It will be acting as a server so that I can connect with a number of client. I mean I can connect this H2 database from a number of client. Also it will be taking a physical memory so that the database will be the permanent one, which means you can reuse the database. Actually it is not going to take much space. I will show you it will be creating one database file which will take some kbs only. So finally my suggestion is better to write a jdbc program. So better we can go with server mode. So now let us create one database file. So once it's launched, you can see in my case, it is by default, it is showing server because usually I'm working on a server mode. And just below that, you can see have a embedded mode. In another few minutes, I will give you the difference between embedded and server mode. So first what I am going to do, I need to create a database file. Yes, my intention is I want to work on server mode, which means I need to create a database file. To create a database file, I am going to use as to embedded mode just to create my database file. So here I have selected embedded mode and it is asking my JDBC URL. So you can look at the JDBC URL, JDBC colon, database name is h2 colon. I'm saying that I'm going to create a file physically. I'm going to create a file physically. Colon, you will be specifying your location. For example, I'm going to create a database file in my E drive, my DB folder, and the database name should be, let it be Valan DB. So like this, you can give your file name. So finally the URL, don't forget, friends. So the URL will be, by default it will be jdbc colon h2 colon file. We have to manually specify, because we are going to work on a, or we are going to create a physical file. So that's why I am coming with a kind of keyword file colon. So the full location of my database file. So my intention is, I want to create a database file inside E drive slash mydb folder slash, the database file name should be valendb. And then you can give your username, any username. Maybe in your case by default it will come as sa, if you are working on a fresh h2 copy. So by default it will come with sa, nothing but system administrator. So you can give your own username. I'm going to give a username Valan, and the password is, let it be Valan 123. I'm repeating once again. So once I launch my database, first what I will do, I will be selecting a embedded mode to create a physical database file. Later I will be connecting with the same file by using server mode. So first I will be selecting this embedded mode, and no need to change anything in the driver class. Don't change anything in the driver class. So only the JDBC URL. So you will be giving JDBC colon h2 colon file colon. So file is a type of keyword to mention I'm going to create a physical file. So where I'm going to create my physical file, inside E drive mydb folder. I want to create a database file in the name of valendb. And then you can set your username and the password, depends your convenient. So now let me check my mydb directory. Once again team, I'm just yeah, inside E drive I have created a database, sorry, folder mydb. Right now I will ensure that, okay, it's already empty. So now you can see it's empty. So now what I will do, I will connect with my database. So I can simply click on connect. It will be connecting, it will be creating a database file, and then it will connect with the database. Let me click on connect. You can see it is connected. It is connected my database. What is my jdbc url? It is jdbc colon h2 colon file colon e colon mydb slash balan db. Let me check my physical directory. You can see I have created a database file. You can see the file size, it is in kbs only. So right now it is 0 kb. So based on the table creation it will be increasing. So finally this is a way to connect with our h2 database in a embedded mode and creating a physical database file. Now let us come to the difference between embedded mode and the server mode. If I want to write a JDBC program, I have to specify my JDBC URL. I can write a JDBC program by using embedded mode as well as server mode. If I am writing a JDBC program in embedded mode, if I am writing a JDBC program with H2 database by using embedded mode, then this will be my JDBC URL. But the drawback of embedded mode is, with the help of embedded mode, I can make only one connection. So which means if I want to run JDBC program, I have to disconnect my database, and then I have to run my JDBC program. So once my JDBC program execution is over, to verify my output, I have to reconnect with my database. So finally, if I'm using embedded mode, I can make only one connection, which means to write a JDBC program, frequently I have to disconnect and reconnect with my database. So this is a drawback of embedded mode. So to overcome this scenario, to make multiple connection, I will be using server mode. But to make a server mode connection, first I need to create a database file. So to create a database file, I have to go for embedded mode. So now we have already created our database file by using embedded mode. So now let me disconnect this one, and then I'm going to connect with the same database by using, the same database file by using server mode. You can see I have selected generic H2 server mode. You can look at the JDBC URL. Since it's a server mode, it is the URL is changed. So in the place of file, it is TCP, and then your server IP address. If the database file is running on separate server, you have to specify the server IP address. But in my case, my database file is running on the local machine. So that's why I'm saying localhost. And then I have to give my physical location of my database file. So already we have created our database file inside E drive, my DB. I think I have given a database file name. Yeah, Valan DB. I'm connecting with the by using server mode. Don't forget team. By using server mode, I'm connecting with my existing database file, which we have already created with the help of our embedded mode. So now I will be giving my password, and then I will click on connect. Now you can see it is connected with my database as a server mode. So this is my JDBC URL. So now if I want to write JDBC program by using H2 database in server mode, then I will be using this URL as a JDBC URL. So friends, hope we are clear. So what are the things we have discussed here? So first we have discussed what is H2 database and the advantages of H2 database. And next we have discussed the three ways of using H2 database in the application. One is in memory, second one is embedded, and server mode. Third one is server mode. Totally we have three ways to use H2 database in application. But we know the difference between server mode and the embedded mode. In case of embedded mode, it will make us, or it will allow us to make only one connection. But if you are going with the server mode, then you can make multiple connections. So better go with server mode. But if I want to work on server mode, I need a database file. How to create a database file? First of all, I have to use embedded mode, and then with the help of embedded mode, I will be creating a database file. Once the database file is created, I can connect with that existing database file with the help of server mode or in server mode. So now it is connected with my existing database file as a server mode. So now let us write some basic SQL queries. So the query is same as for Oracle or SQL Server or MySQL. I'm just trying to create one simple table. Create table. Let me say it is employee table. I'm going to define three column: employee IDs number and employee name as varchar2 and employee salary as again number. So now I have done my uh, create table query. So once I done this query, I will be selecting that particular query and then I have option execute, run the selected query. I'm going to run the selected query. If my query is right, you can see it is created a table, employee table, and with three column EID, e-name, salary. So the table is created successfully. Let me insert two records. Insert into employee underscore table values. Within bracket, I am going to pass ID, name. So name is a varchar. It must be enclosed with single quote and some salary. So I will be selecting this particular query and I am executing this query. You can see updated count is 1. Nothing but one record is inserted. The same way, I'm going to insert one more record. Let it be 102 and name I will make it as Arasu and salary as 3000. So again, I will be executing the same query. I will select and I will execute this query. So the second row is also inserted. So now I just want to verify my output, or I want to display all the records from my table. So as we are already familiar, to display the record from the table, I can go for select query. I'm going to select all the record or all the column from employee underscore table. I will select this one and I will run this one. Yeah, you can see it is displaying all my records. The same way you can write or delete query or update query, any queries which you have already worked on your Oracle or MySQL server. So the same query you can apply in Hadoop database. Yes, there is no different in the queries. So hope friends, it's clear. So I hope we all are comfortable with what is Hadoop database and how to use Hadoop database. So in our next video, so we will be discussing how to write a JDBC program with the help of Hadoop database, like how to write a JDBC program to insert a record into Hadoop database, insert, delete, update, and select queries. All the basic programs we will be discussing in our next video. So hope friends, so we all are clear about our H2 database usage. So thanks friends for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and click on the bell icon so that as soon as I upload the new video, you will be getting the notification. Also, you can share it with your friends.